Welcome to the Ultimate Duathlon Challenge at Petronas Sepang International Circuit. Whether you're an elite athlete, a seasoned pro, or an amateur seeking adventure, this event is for you. Experience the thrill of racing on the world-renowned Petronas Sepang International Circuit. It's not just about who's the fastest, but the excitement of racing together and forging new sportsmanship. Celebrate your achievements and the bonds you've created. Every finish is a victory. Join us at Petronas Sepang International Circuit for an unforgettable duathlon experience. Register now and be part of the excitement.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome back to the Sepang International Circuit for the Malaysia Championship Series. A very good morning to all of our beloved viewers. Welcome back to the Sepang International Circuit for the Malaysia Championship Series Round 3, Race 1 that we're bringing to you live wherever it is that you might be watching us down here. And obviously, you're watching us down here on our official Facebook page as well as our YouTube page as well. So thank you for tuning in back with us. We had a bit of a rest, but now we are totally back for round number 3. Just before we go out to our information about the races today, do not forget that on the 1st right up until the 3rd of November, we will be having the Petronas Grand Prix of Malaysia 2024, and a bit of information for you guys as well. For all of you My Card holders, specifically all Malaysian My Card holders, you guys will be having a 10% off should you buy any of our tickets. Make sure you guys go down to the website sepangcircuit.com to know all of the other details. And on top of that, we will also have the COTD, the Cycle Open Track Day on the 16th of August. So make sure you guys do register with us online as well. And another huge event that's also happening, which is on the 17th of November, which is the Apex Duathlon 2024. It's a brand new event. It's a cycling plus running event down here at the Petronas Sepang International Circuit. A lot of things are happening here. A lot of buzzing, exciting things are happening down here on the world famous track. And as you can see behind me, we have the array of marshals who are going to be doing the utmost best, because without them this race will not be happening. So thank you to all our marshals out here. We got all the gents, we got the ladies as well, and obviously we have the ladies from Hankook as well as our tire ambassadors coming down to support us throughout the whole race. As mentioned, guys, round 3, race 1 happening here across 4 categories. You know this already. We got the TP, we got the MTC, we got the SP1s, as well as we got the SP2 VNG category. The drivers are all now in the pits. They can't wait to get out on the grid. But let's shift our focus now to our commentators, Nick, as well as my brother in arms, another shiny brother, Jeev. How are you guys?
Very good morning to you, Mio, and everybody watching from around wherever you are, as you said, around the world, and especially, of course, in Malaysia, to the Malaysia Championship Series that is back. Because we have had a bit of a break. And sitting with me in the commentary box, Nick Anil. Nick, how are you doing this morning?
I'm great, Jeef, and I'm so excited to be here. It's going to be an epic weekend of racing. I'm just looking at the number of participation. We have 78 cars on the grid. This is the highest participation of the season so far across the 4 classes, and we are bound to have an epic race.
It is very, very close right now. As Mio pointed out, there are 4 different classes: MTC, SP2V, SP2G, and TP. Very close in terms of point standings because we are now into the Kazoo Racing kicking back into life. That's going to be happening later on this evening. But Nick, as you said, very, very close right now. In MTC, it's all about High Rev Dream Chaser and Honda Malaysia. They've been the teams to watch. Is it going to be another High Rev double?
Well, it was a masterclass race from Lee Wai Kong and Hayden Haikal, who's absolutely immersed himself in the High Rev Dream Chaser team. And what's so interesting about round 3 is that round 2 has left us with such a tantalizing positions in the standings. You know, all these drivers are not far apart in terms of their point standing, and it's just a testament to how the race has unfolded throughout the course of the season. And also the change of format, I think, has been the result of the increase in level of competitiveness.
I absolutely agree. You know, when it comes down to it, as I said, these cars are as equally balanced as they could be. But touring production, that's modified production turbo cars up to about 2,000 cc. MTC, Malaysia Touring Car, modified classes of 1,600 cc and below. Stock production 1, that's SP1 for cars up to 2,000 cc, and stock production 2 for cars below 1,600 cc. So by splitting up the races, you now get much, much closer racing. I can tell you in terms of close racing, well, in MTC, it is a question of, well, High Rev are on 50 points, Honda Malaysia on 39 points, just 11 points between them there. SP2V, DV Motorsport, DVS Parajan's team leading with 41 points. Axel Sports in second with 38. In SP2G, it's Bay Racing and Sakudo Shenzo. Great to see a new team in the Malaysia Championship Series up in the top 3. 10 points between them, 38 and 28. And R Engineering, one of the most successful teams in MCS Racing, at 50 points in touring production, just ahead of Bay Racing on 47. As you can see, great weather right now, 31 degrees. Very hot, very sunny, but we are expecting thunderstorms later on this afternoon.
Yeah, we were just looking.
Could be problems.
We're looking at the weather forecast, and there are thunderstorms that might come, as it is during this month of the year. But we'll cross that bridge when it comes. Just looking back at some of the qualifying times, Putra Adam and Avila Baha are actually fastest in MTC. Followed by Lee Wai Kong, Hayden Haikal, and Faris Fauzi and Aaron Lim. So those are your top 3 in the MTC category. And as for the SP2, Ng Chuan Chin, Timothy Yo, Adam Mikhail, Lai Wee Seng, Yip Kian Heng, and Freddie Ang are your top 3. Is that an indication, Jeff, of what's about to unfold?
It's different conditions when you're in qualifying. It's different conditions when you're on racing, especially with these touring cars. You never know what's going to happen. But some of these teams have already proved their worth this year, for sure, in terms of how you get these weekends together. It's not easy. I think we were just talking earlier on, and you said there's all together this year for something like 4,000 people up at the track for all the races today.
Indeed.
It's not easy to get these teams up and running and to get your car as fast as possible. As you can see right now at the front of the pit lane, it's a little bit of a congested jam as they get onto the main track, but that means, of course, there's going to be a formation lap. So this is how it's going to go for this race. It's a 50-minute plus 1 lap plus leader's lap in terms of duration, but there will be that all-important pit stop window between the 25th minute and the 40th minute. Before we get to that, don't forget Petronas Grand Prix of Malaysia 2024, 10% discount for My Card holders. It's happening from the 1st to the 3rd of November, and it is the single biggest race up in Sepang all year. Something like 182,000 people turned up last year. This is the other thing you can do as well. That's going to be happening on the 16th of August. The open track day for your car. You can get your car onto this FIA Grade 1 circuit and see what kind of safe and actual times you can get. I'm not promoting people to come up here and speed up here. There are a lot of regulations. Also, this is brand new. It's a duathlon. It's got nothing to do with cars. It's all about running. It's all about cycling. It's happening on the 17th of November. And if you want to find out more about any of this stuff, get onto the official website, sepangcircuit.com.my. And you can not only register, but of course get all the information as the cars, as we see, leave the pit lane and get onto the track. And all of a sudden, Nick, the sun seems to have disappeared.
Yeah, I did, but clear skies. Let's not jinx it, Jeef.
No, I'm trying not to. I do realize that a lot of times it's me. Hi, how are you doing? Great to see all the grid girls up here as well.
Yeah, just looking back at all the event that's we're going to witness in the Sepang International Circuit, it's just a testament to the growing allure of this track. You know, that more and more events, it's not just motorsport events that is now being hosted here at the Sepang International Circuit. There's also duathlon events.
Yeah, absolutely. And in terms of the other events actually happening today, also a very busy day at Sepang International. The Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, the Toyota Vios Challenge, as I said, kicking off the Toyota Gazoo racing season, really. That's happening this evening. The Asia Classic Car Challenge is also happening, and the TSS Super Series by Be Quick also on the support races. So a lot of racing, which means it's going to be tight schedules, and it means that if you're going to get your results in, you have to be on the ball. So cars now on their setup lap, getting into turn 9 and turn 10. This is where all the action really takes place. This downhill then uphill switch.
Indeed. This was the spot where a lot of the action unfolded in the last race.
Yeah.
Especially the TP and the SP1.
Well, that came down to the last lap at the end. So it has been very, very, very close. And as I was saying just before we got into the callers, we say hi to more grid girls that are in full force out here today. 25th minute and 40th minute, somewhere in that time there will be a pit window. All the cars are going to have to come in and make a compulsory 3-minute stop. You have to make sure it's 3 minutes, and you have to make sure that your car is set up nicely. Hopefully, that's the only pit stop that you have to make. And if you play your strategy right, and you come in at just the right time, then you can, as we've seen, come out for the third. There are basically 3 stages to the race. There's the development at the start, there's the pit window, and then there's the closing at the end. If you get all 3 of those right, as High Rev Dream Chaser have been doing, then you are onto the podium and most probably going to be winning it. 15 points for a win, 12 points for second, 10 for third. Classic touring car schedule of points. As I said, being so close, every single one of the classes we've in is within 15 points. So a good win here. And of course, misfortune for your competitors means that you could be set up for the all-important finale, which is going to be happening on the 6th to 8th of September.
And that's double the points if
That'll
you
be
get on
double
the
points,
podium.
yeah. That's endurance 300-kilometer race.
Just going back to your point about the podium, the pit stop, the compulsory 3-minute pit stop, it was absolutely imperative that all these cars come in and make the most perfect pit. And like you mentioned, High Rev Dream Chaser in the last 2 races just absolutely planned it to perfection. They already had a healthy lead before coming in, and it was done in Godspeed time. And when they went out, they had a comfortable lead. And I think that will again come into play this weekend as well, really timing the pit to perfection and getting out with the lead.
Absolutely. I mean, if you can, if you do come in, whether you come in early or you come in late, it can make all the difference. But it means that you can't plan these. You can have an idea of how it's going to go. You have to also watch what everybody else is doing to figure out what you might have to make last-minute changes. So we're on the grid now. As you can see, huge amount of cars, and that looks like we're still about 10 minutes away from the race, but this is around the time when they start parking up that we can start getting some good insight, as Mior is going to be, I can't really see him right now, but he's going to be finding the leaders and he's going to be having a chat with them as well. But it always is important in a 4-race season or a 4-round season. It's very, very important to have a good round 3. And as I said, we are going to get down to the grid now with Mia, who's talking to one of the drivers.
All right, guys, now I am on the grid. It is a very hot grid. This morning, I'm together with Aaron down with car number 324 for the SP2G race. Aaron, how are you doing, man?
Hi, I'm good. Qualified.
You're good? Everything is fine?
Yeah, everything is fine.
I bet a bit of nerves that's hitting you right now. Ada rasa gementar sikit, ada rasa, no? Tapi you okay, comfortable dalam kereta sekarang?
Yeah, I feel a bit nervous because it's a big grid, 28 cars. And yeah, I'm comfortable with the car. The car is fast. I think we can go for the top 10.
Okay, and what about your performance today? The fact that you're actually quite upfront in regards of the SP2G placing down here. You're confident, even though that you are carrying a bit of a ballast down here. So you think that you can perform yourself and your partner Hendra later on?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can attack the top 10s. Even though we're carrying the 30 kilos plus, we can go for the top 10.
Okay, lovely. Okay.
Strategy today is just to finish the race, and tomorrow we won't have the.
Alright. Okay, whatever it is, we do wish you the best of luck, and may you have a great race and a safe race as well. Good luck. Alright, guys, that's Aaron from car 324. Back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Mio. Very subdued Aaron there on the grid, but I guess focused for the race, and that's what it's all about. He did point out very big grid, and also racing with success ballast, which is how you get the balance of performance for these races. If you do win or you do get on the podium the previous race, which would have been round 2, then you can carry extra ballast which is strapped onto the car, or of course you also have to have some extra time added to the pit window when you come in.
Yeah, I think that's a very realistic a target for Aaron, saying that he wants to attack the top 10. They actually finished in 15th place in qualifying, so not too far in terms of timing from the top 10. In that very reliable Honda Jazz, I might add.
Yeah, I said, some of these cars have performed so well over the first 2 rounds, and if they can keep that going, having that 2-month break is also, it can be a bit of a challenge for them. But we're getting back down to the grid now with Mio, who's talking to another driver.
Car number 289 down here. I'm with Ken Urata's partner. We got William Chong down here. William, how are you doing? You're good?
Yeah, we're good.
You look excited, definitely.
Not really anyway, but just a bit of stress on the setting up the car.
Okay. And how's your car is performing right now throughout the whole qualifying, the whole, confidence level do you have with the car?
Yeah, actually I got quite lucky yesterday, which is I got a lot of clear traffic so that I can really fight for the pole position.
All right.
Yeah.
And now the fact that you're in pole, is it a given that you're going to be on the podium? Will I be seeing you on the podium later together with Ken?
Yes, I hope so. As usual, I hope that I will be in the podium.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that, we wish you the best of luck, William, and have a great race.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's it from us down at the tracks. Back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Mio. That's William Chong from R-Works Rios, the pole sitter in SP2V. And I can tell you that it's Project S in 2nd spot there. So that's topping that class. Other pole sitters, well, Timothy Thomas Yeo and Ng Chong Shin from Sakuda Shenzhou, again with another great performance there at topping SP2G. Putra Adam, of course, and Avia Baha Honda Malaysia have topped MTC. And, well, that means, of course, that they are in pole position, literally, to really get an iron fist grip on this championship.
Yeah, indeed. Speaking of Putra Adam and Avila Baha from the Honda Malaysia racing team, they really impressed us in the last race. I remember the car had to be duct taped.
That's right.
And they did really well to push Lee Wai Kong and Hayden Haikal. Even though they could not make the top spot in the last race, it was still a commendable effort. And just judging by the qualifying times, I expect to see an intense battle between both these teams.
Well, everybody's in their prime mode in terms of delivering the best game because it's Olympic month. That's why. So this
indeed is the Merdeka month as well.
That's right. So this is the world famous Petronas Sepang International Circuit. All 15 corners used. It's both north and south track together, and it's very, very fast on the 2 straights on the inside, the 927-meter straights. But then as it fans out while 9 and 10, I know, are very, very slow, but it can get very fast around 11 to 14 as well. So you've really got to get your braking sorted out. And of course, there's 3 lines that you can, 3 racing lines, outside, inside, and middle. And with a touring car, you have to basically pick which of those you're going to start with before you start moving out. As you can see, bright sunny day up here in Sepang.
Speaking of the track, I think we can say now from our experience, you more than me, of course, but the challenging turns in this track, turn 1 itself provides an immediate first hurdle.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, turn 2, turn 3, turn 8, turn 9, even turn 14 and 15 on the 2 back straights, right? Coming in on the completion of the laps.
Well, that's where, especially because you have to slow down so much, that's where the braking comes in. But especially of turns 1 and 2, that is essentially a double corner. You got the switchback, so you have to pick the right racing line coming in. And with so many cars coming off the start, that's where trouble can happen really on the inside.
So this will be
line
the
of turn
biggest
one.
hurdle, right?
Absolutely.
When they start off, when the lights go green.
Well, or really the biggest challenge in your head is, what line am I going to pick into turn 1 off the start? Because once you're in the race, then it could, as I said, you'll have a lot of space, you'll have a lot more time. But when you've got, 28 cars behind you that are also looking for that same spot, which one are you going to go for? So grid beginning to clear now. We should be down to about 3 minutes away, I would have thought, from the formation lap. Race control are already going to be keeping an eye on everything. That's 3-minute board. There you go. They're entitled to another formation lap if they need one.
Faris Fauzi and Aaron Lim, 2 podium finishes so far. I think they'll be encouraged with that as they come into this race.
Well, if they can keep that consistency going. So now non-key personnel are going to have to leave the grid, as you can see. And you can already tell on your screen from the heat haze exactly how hot a race this is going to be. It's a very, very hot day right now. And there's one of those air intakes. It's actually meant to cool the car down on the inside anyway. Well, these are the moments that racing drivers are always waiting for. After all the testing, practice, and really trying to tweak these cars up, it's about to get into battle again.
They have had quite a significant amount of time to actually work on those cars, tweak those cars, because like you alluded to earlier, they had a 2-month break. Some of them went off and raced in other countries. I know Leona Chin was racing in Hong Kong, and so were some of the other drivers, but perhaps the rest of them were here.
So here's the grid. We're going to kick it off at the top. Putra Adam and Avia Baha with Honda Malaysia, Lee Wai Kong and Hayden Heikel in 2nd, Faris Fauzi and Aaron Lim in 3rd, Royal Raj Maya and Fitri Purwatomo in 4th, Mitchell Chia in 5th, and Nabil Noor Aslan in 6th.
Sticking with the MTC, Goldie Heng in 7th place, Ronnie Rizman, Hugh Khoisan, Gladys Lim completes your top 10, Ng Chun Chin in 11th, and Adam Mikal in 12th place.
So as we move through it, Yip Yan Kong in 13th with Freddie Ang, Kwek Kian Wee and Jonathan Z in 14th for Scuba Racing, Lester Neo and James Russell in 15th, Lo Ken Jun and Kuchi Yan in 16th, Wong Yu Chung and Hai Wan Jian in 17th, Ling Guang Yu and Onyo in 18th.
In 19th, we have Sun Chi Po, Liu Kawei, Azrael Azhar is in 20th place, Daniel Rain O in 21st, Leon Koo takes 22nd spot, Hendra Adiputra, Aaron Hakim in 23rd, and William Chong Kanurata in 24th.
And that is, of course, kicking off SP2V. Peter Chong and Ng Li Ning in 25th, Sika Heng and Wong Yi Nok in 26th, Piston Project in 27th, TD Racing Team in 28th, R-Works Rios and Motul Awesome in 29th and 30th.
Teo Hong Zhao from the Sudoku Shenzhou Racing in 31st place, Divyesh Parajun in 32nd place, Leona Chen Mak Chiu in 33rd, Cheong Chi On in 34th, Lau Wiki and Wong Kendru in 35th, and Said Mohammad Rizal and Mohammad Hafiz in 36th.
36 cars and we're still not finished yet. Danny Chin and Fu Yong Chan in 37th, Lim Zi Hong and Timothy Tan 38th, Najib Ismail and partner in 39th, Lim Ya Huang in 40th, Chan Kagin in 41st, and Li Chi Hua in 42nd.
And we still go on. Masahiko Ida in 43rd, Nur Alif in 44th, Ip Tak Meng in 45th, Ko Siu Ting 46, Alantia 47, and Luis Liu 48.
Just absolutely can't get over how big this grid is. William Fong in 49th, Chang Chung Shang in 50th, Justin Toe and partner in 51st, Stuart Hine and Nathan Daly from Axel Sports in 52nd, Liu Si Yu in 53rd, and Bernard Chan in 54th.
And finally, the last car on the grid, Shafiq Shamsuddin and Mohammad Iman Danish.
I honestly thought that was going to keep going. I thought, hold on, the race is going to start. But that's it. It's a massive, massive grid. 55 cars on this grid. And that's why that entrance into turn one has to be executed absolutely perfectly. So it'll be a rolling start for this big race, be a standing start for the shorter race in the afternoon. But that is a lot of cars, and it's a great testament to Malaysian motorsports in general. This is, of course, the National Touring Car Championship, so to see these numbers getting bigger and bigger every year, and to have to split the format because of it is just amazing. There's a lot of good teams in Malaysia that are getting there.
Even with the split of the format, we see the amount of participation just keeps increasing. And even this year, we've had participation from so many different countries. Malaysia, of course, Indonesia, Singapore, Thailand, Taiwan, China, Japan, Hong Kong. Bangladesh as well. But we didn't see Tawhid Anwar.
No, Tawhid Anwar has
Not
been
this time.
missing this time. But I'm sure he's going to be around somewhere. Safety car there, as you can see, just leading the cars off. And they should be getting around. They just need to get into a good formation.
Like you mentioned earlier, the entry into turn one, 55 cars on the grid.
Yeah, it's got a, it's, you know, it's safety is the word on the side of that car, because that's what it's always all about at the Petronas Sabang International Circuit. Safety is paramount, and they want to make sure these cars can race in on a good track that's safe, as I said, and that they themselves don't get put into any serious situations. So they're now forming up. It'll be 2 by 2. So far, everything is looking fine in terms of all setup. So as they come around turn 15, lights will go green. For this first set of cars, as you can see, they've broken themselves up.
It's all about warming up those tires, warming up those engines, and just really getting to go in the most pristine condition.
In some ways, you could say that this part of the race is actually the most difficult for them, because there are so many protocols that they have to follow. Obviously, nobody can overtake the safety car, but they have to make sure that they get that. In the back, you can see SP2 and SP2V, SP2G and V getting ready for their rolling start. So at least by having this split start, it does take a little bit of pressure off turn one, because if you really did have 55 cars all hitting turn one, then that is going to be very difficult. So here we go, the all-important start to the second half of the Malaysia Championship Series 2024 season. Round 3, race 1 is green for MTC. And immediately, look at them all bunching up on the inside. That's a very nice line from High Rev Dream Chaser, just guarding that inside line, but ooh, that's where it could have been contact, but no, they've all got round safely.
Oh, brilliantly done by Putra Adam
Really well
on the
done.
first returns. BY Kong just stuck to him like glue.
Yeah, it literally looked like they were Siamese cars for a second. So here we go with the SP2 start. And as they go green, again, it's a rush for the inside line. Five, six, maybe 7 cars looking for that inside line. At some point around now, you have to realize that you haven't got it, and you settle back and consolidate. The race time clock has started at the top of your screen.
Another confident start by the pole sitters, Ng Chon Chin and Timothy Yo. Or rather, I think it's just Ng Chon Chin in that car.
There's a great many cars on the track right now. So we'll be getting you some times. I can tell you now that Putra Adam has already put in the first 2 fast sector times. Sepang International Circuit broken up into 4 sectors, roughly every 4 corners. And we get a good look into exactly how fast they're going. Well, he's the only person right now that has clocked 35.171. In fact, he's just been outdone by High Rev Dream Chaser in the 3rd sector, so they're beginning to close up.
Yeah, Putra Adam and Avila Baha really made up of a resilient duo. They can either defend that lead and they can also play catch up really well, in evidence from the last race where they came from 3rd place to overtake Michel Chia and Nakib Aslan, and later fended off a great challenge to finish in 2nd place. But this is where they want to be now, holding a sizable
At this point,
at this point.
I think right now, especially for those top 3, it's going to be just about getting into a consolidated position, because that's what they need to do. So you can push really hard right now. High Rev already is pushing really hard. And it's been all about these 2 teams. I said 11 points between them in the championship, and they've already kicked it off. Just 0.6 of a second between them on lap 1.
But Lee Wai Kong slowly coming into play. He posted the fastest sector in sector 3 and sector 4.
Yep, definitely speeding up.
You can also call this the warm-up phase, right? Where they just begin to acclimatize themselves to the track and
Yeah, setting themselves up already. There was, of course, free practice and qualifying, but it's just not the same as getting in race. As Putra Adam looks on the inside, because he can see a High Rev Dream Chaser car there.
oh, just slightly took the wide line and
Almost lost
went
a
off
few
the track.
seconds there. Well, these 2 cars have been dominating, and they already have started. Look at that. Dicing on the inside of turn 7. Still not quite close enough. Good defending there by Putra Adam. Oh, that's so close.
It's a great strategy. You just keep trailing on their racing line and not let up.
You just got to move a little bit left, right off the racing line, just so you can
Oh, he's just
do
gone a
that.
bit wide there.
That's right. You can push your competitor off. That's exactly what he's done. So, Lee Wai Kong having a lot to do here. Oh, but that's some great calculation of braking, and he's taken the lead.
Whoa,
He's pushed
both of them
both of them off. Wow. Well, now it's a question of whose fault that was. Perhaps
That was daring driving by Wai Kong.
it was daring, but it could have also just been a bit too much. We'll have to wait to see what race control says about it. Well, that Honda Malaysia car is now having a lot of trouble. It's another High Rev Dream Chaser car.
And Rahul Rush has now come into contention thanks to that.
That was a very unfortunate second half of a lap for.
They've just opened up the competition by going wide earlier.
Yeah. And that really took him off. So now, as we look back at it, we get a better idea. So it was quick braking there, got the advantage, comes through, but this is the point. You see, he's just...
Yeah, he just forced him
Goes
wide.
Forced him wide onto the gravel, comes back on, and that looks a little bit dodgy. Look at the amount of space that he got from it as well, the distance.
Can't imagine Putra Adam will be too happy about
He's
that.
not going to be too happy about it. He was so unhappy, in fact, that he allowed Rahul Rajmaya to come in and also have a push, but he managed to at least keep second. So right now, it is High Rev Dream Chaser again that have I'm going to say somehow created this lead.
They
After that.
generated the lead for themselves.
That's racecraft. That's what it's all about, I guess.
But compared to the previous race, it was a masterclass. All the way, Lee Wai Kong and Hayden Haikal barely in trouble. This is a much better fight by Putra Adam and later Avila Bahawa.
No, that's true. At least they are making inroads into it, but they would have definitely been upset with having to lose that lead.
Let's not forget about Wing-In Motorsports. In car number 39, Nabil Azlan and Amir Harris Jeffrey. They've yet to assert themselves in the championship so far this season.
Well, it is about 2 seconds between the top 6 cars. In fact, there's a big drop-off between 7th and 8th.
Really, there's nothing much separating the top 4 actually. It's barely 2 seconds between them.
Yeah, it's very, very close indeed, and I think even down to the looking back at down to the bottom of the pack as well, 27 seconds back already, and we're only 2 laps in. So Putra Adams now 0.8 of a second, still under a second. It's not close enough to have a pop, but close enough to at least have a think. But he's pulling away from that other high-rev Dream Chaser car.
Yeah, it looks like it. But having said that, all these drivers have yet to post their best lap times, I would say as well. The fastest has been 2:33. We know they're capable of much faster lap times.
That's right, 2:31, 2:32 easily. So just started lap 3, and Putra Adam is closing. He's now 0.4 of a second lap.
That's because he's posted the fastest lap as well, so just shaved off a few more seconds.
That's right, 2:33.174 is now the fastest lap at the moment. It's one of the Wing-In Motorsports cars.
Oh, it's nicely done by, I think, Nabil to just fend off Mitchell Chia, both from the Wing-In Motorsports.
So right now on lap, well, this should be lap 3 as we look at turn 5, and that's, look how close Putra Adam is now. Much closer than lap 2. We're just going through the leaders. Well, that's the lead, of course, for MTC. Sukudo Shenso, Timothy Teo, and Njong Chin in leading SP2G. And Knight Racing Team, sorry, Project S are in top spot for SP2V. But it's all about these 2 cars up at the front in terms of the overall classification, and of course in terms of MTC as well. Still though, Lee Wai Kong has that lead.
Now it's a case of Lee Wai Kong's skills to defend this lead. And Putra Adam, we know, he's a great attacker. He's shown it this season as well.
He's really pushing that car, Putra is just on the edge of track limits. Well, that's interesting because the pit window is not open. That's the 91 car.
There would be Yip Kian Heng.
Yep, that's TD Racing. Well, I was just saying about how important it is to get that setup sorted out perfectly. And if any tiny problem happens, then it just turns into time lost. Now, Putra Adams a lot closer here, coming into turn 15. Still not close enough for the inside line.
Yeah, just a comfortable gap.
Yeah, just a little bit enough. 0.4, let's see if we can get that down.
Now it'll be interesting to see when both these drivers come into pit, because pit will be open in about 10 minutes. And based on what has happened in the previous races, both the leaders actually tend to come in at the same time. They tend to plan their pit simultaneously.
Well, it would be a very risky strategy to go the other way, I guess.
Yeah.
But Putra Adams now 0.2 seconds, so he's closing up every single lap. And at this rate, he should be able to have a little look on the inside or the outside next lap or the lap after.
We have another car in pit as well, car number 5 from the Piston Project, Mohammad Ronnie.
Wow, that's right. That's from MTC. So a couple of engine troubles. As you can see, TD Racing still in the pits now. That's what I mean about adding on time. There's nothing you can do about it.
When you actually have to come into the garage and open the bonnet for inspection, you know you have a
Well, as I said, if we look at a little look on the inside here, this is there's so many cars on the grid. Really going to check. That should be Chin Wallet. That should be Danny Chin. No, sorry, that's 99, not 919.
These are our SP2G leader, Chun Chin and
Oh, a lot of cars coming in here.
yeah, indeed.
There's that Piston Project car, as you said, that was having a bit of trouble. So Mori Riswan now out. So battles happening all over the track right now. And that was actually the fight for SP2G that we were watching.
Yeah, and that was Chun Chin just losing that top spot to Adam Mikhail, who's now gone to the top.
Here they are coming into turn 5. So big fight happening there. Big fight happening in MTC. And SP2V, well, Project S seems to be in charge of that class. Ooh, that's a nice move in on the inside there. So that is.
This will be the battle for third place.
Yeah,
Three cars.
SP2G, Bay Racing team is back.
All intent faces.
Well, you put so much work in, you know, you've put so much time into trying to make this round 3 work. I said round 3, very, very important round in terms of the season and where you're going to end up. Not just about winning.
And it's also a preview to the next race, which will be the double header.
Yeah, that's right. So this will be the last of those formats for the endurance to turn 9. Just no space left on this track with the amount of cars on the track right now. If you're going to make a move, you have to make a move, but also a lot of back markers that you're going to have to get through if you're going to increase that lead.
Yeah, some of these cars have definitely passed back markers already, just judging by the sheer amount of participation we've had.
Well, I mean, it's hard to keep track. But you can see that it's almost 50 seconds now between the back markers and the leaders. Well, up at the front, I can tell you that as they come through again, Adam is still trailing Li Waikong. 5.2 of a second. That is the fight for SP2G. Adam Mikhail, our engineering, up front.
Oh, we have another car.
Another car has bitten the dust and has respectfully driven it to the white place. That's 268. That is Motor Awesome Racing, Wong Yu Chung. And I don't think he's going to be coming back from that. Well, very good race etiquette to leave your car there. Unfortunate, of course, for the team itself, but came off the racing line and left it nicely.
Quite a surprise to see so many cars not being able to actually...
I think it's an overheating problem.
Yeah, it seems like it.
I really think that it's such a hot track.
Yeah.
I think that they're going to have to watch that. Now, this is interesting because this is on the inside. That's Rahul Rajmaya. And that is the Wing In Motorsport 39 car that was in third. So he's just taken third spot, which means it's 2 high rev Dream Chaser cars in the top 3 for MTC. Nice move by Rahul Rajmaya.
Yeah, he finally saw his opportunity and took it. He was in third place though, he just dropped to fourth.
And as you can see, Mitchell Chow is also in the middle of that. Now he's at the back of that pack. Not much between them. In fact, about all within the same second, 5th second.
Yeah, Lee Wai Kong has not been able to shake off Adam, and likewise in third place, Wakin Motorsports has now brought themselves back into contention.
Well, it's an odd situation being in the middle of that pack. It's all about attacking and defending. And if you're in the middle, you've got to do both. Oh, that's a nice move by Mitchell on the outside. Gets cut off though by Wingin in the middle. And that's what I meant about attacking and defending. He's got to keep one eye at the 39 car on what's happening up front, but also when you've got someone like Mitchell Chow behind you, you've got to keep a very close eye on what's happening there. So Mitchell's backed off a little now. So the pit window, as we've just been told, will be open in about 4 minutes. And look how close it is.
I saw Mitchell brake early and yet he went off a little bit wide. That is a very tricky turn.
Ooh, there's a car that's suddenly gone very much slower. Yeah, Mitchell Chow is definitely going to be looking. He's always looking to attack. And he's going to see this situation with all these cars as a chance to come down. May have just been ousted a little bit. This is the kind of situation that they have to deal with.
Well done to Nabil too. He just came through the crowd and just keep himself right behind Mitchell.
It is not easy to keep that fight going when you've got another 10 odd cars around you. Looking for a racing line, Rahul finds some space on the inside. Nabil follows him. Can Mitchell get through as well? Oh, that's great driving.
Amazing, he's just kept himself right there in
That's
contention.
amazing.
Both of them just seamlessly passing through traffic.
Cars left, right, and front and back, and they
Yeah.
still managed to keep that fight going. Up into turn 5. Flashing their lights, letting these back markers know that they're coming through, and they're coming through at speed. Oh, he may have found himself some trouble there, Rahul, on the inside. That might have just worked out very well for him.
Yeah, he's just found himself a little bit of breathing space.
Well, that's how you use back markers when they are in front of you. Use them as obstacles for your opponents. And look at that, that's brilliant from Rahul Rajmaya and High Rev Dream Chaser. Mitchell Chow seems to have dropped off a little. No, there he is, cutting in on the inside.
It would be great to see a replay of how he managed to do that.
Yeah, it's almost like he
Rahul
saw
Raj.
the future.
Yeah.
So Lee Wai Kong, there he is up in the front, that #1 car. Well, he's got enough of a lead now that there should be a couple of options open to him as to what he can do in terms of pit windows. That'll be opening very, very soon. Well, hot, sunny weather has already taken a toll on a few cars. But this car seems to be doing just fine.
Yep, Lee Wai Kong and soon it will be passed to Hayden Haikal. Just exactly how it was at the last race.
So the pit window is now open. I don't think they're going to be coming in immediately. No, of course not.
Yeah, they're going to leave it till late. Perhaps the last couple of minutes, maybe the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Well, Putradam was 0.2 of a second behind. He's now a full 2 seconds behind. And that's also down to these back markers that they are cutting their way through.
Yeah, well done to Lee Wai Kong. He just give himself a little bit of breathing space.
I guess that's our first customer for the pit window. And believe it or not, it's Mitchell Chow. In very early. So, Lucky Barslan will now be getting into that car. Now this is a daring move from Winghin Motorsports.
Yeah, to come in so early.
So early, literally off the first corner.
We have the pit right in front of us, but it doesn't seem like it's extremely heavy traffic. A lot of these cars preferring to stay out there and battle it out.
No, that's for sure. As we look at Adam here on the inside. Oh, took a knock.
Yeah, I need the back tires seem to have locked. I think it was a...
Well, I wonder if that's going to affect him. There he is. The car looks fine. It's a little bit of a hit on that side, but he starts himself off that. Still in second.
Still very much in contention. It's actually less than 2 seconds now, trailing Lee Wai-Kong. But if you look at it in our top 10, it's only Mitchell Chia that is in pit. The rest are all still out there.
Well, that might help him. So remember, Nakib Aslan now in that car. They're just going to wait for their compulsory 3 minutes. They are currently at 1:41. There is our second place Honda Malaysia Racing Team, currently topping the MTC standings, and they'll continue to top it if they can finish in second. The only thing that's going to stop that happening is, of course, if High-Rev Dream Chaser wins. Into turn 15, still no pit window for Honda Malaysia as they go for another lap.
I think they're going to be coming in together, JV. It seems like it, right?
It really does.
And even Rahul Raj and Nabil Aslan in third and fourth place. That's very important podium, fight to podium.
Yeah, there's good points there as well. So there is the MTC standings by themselves, and that's SP2V on the left-hand side of your screen.
I have to say though, despite the high number of participation, we've not had any major incidents of touching wood, as we say. It's been excellent. There's not been any full course yellow. It's been smooth.
That's very true. They've all been very respectful of each other to a certain extent,
which makes for great viewing, you know, for people tuned in from across the world. Everybody wants to see all these drivers give their best without any interruptions.
Wheel to wheel. That's right. So that is High-Rev doing what they've been doing all season, which is overtaking cars. Rajmaya will be replaced by Fitri Eri when he does come in. Goli Heng from Tedco Racing, also from MTC in the pits right now. That piston project comes still in the pits.
Mitchell Chia has completed his pit. He's now on his out lap. Ooh, Ronnie Risman, whom we saw earlier in pit. He's still in pit.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
That might be race done for him.
That's how quickly things can turn, you know? I mean, if it can just be the question of an extra minute, an extra half minute, then your entire strategy's gone. Because the rest of the races are not going to slow down. So, as we look at that 100 High-Rev Dream Chaser car.
Rahul Raj, after shaking off Nabil Aslan, has now developed a 2-second lead as captain.
Yeah. So he's in an isolated position. He's 7 seconds behind Quadrado, about 2 seconds ahead of Nabil. So it's all about consolidation. This might even be a good time for him to enter the pit window.
Yep, Rahul Raj and Fitra Iri looking for the second podium finish, coming in second in race 2, round 1.
A little bit of a lock break there at the back. Look at that, absolutely no traction on that. Yeah, it's completely stranded tires. but it hasn't been slowing him down. So that's Tugway Xiao and Lesilio. Good little look in there into the car as to what they have to do for the driver as well. It's not just about the car. Make sure he's buckled up. There is our overall leader, who's maintained this 2-second lead ahead of Podium and Honda Malaysia.
Just keeping my eye on the pit window. We've been halfway through the pit window of our 15 minutes. So I'm guessing that our leaders may be coming in the next 5 minutes, 6 minutes.
Well, they kind of have to, yeah. And there is, well, gap right now. 0.3 of a second. And based on that, it looks like Podium's actually taking the lead. We're going to have to get back to you on that. His timing computers aren't usually wrong. If he has, that means that Li Wai Chong is suddenly taking a bit of a dip. We'll know as they get around turn 15. He's not in pit, that's for certain. It's just in tow from Bay Racing. Another team that's done pretty well this year, actually, so far. So we're on lap 10 so far. And yes, as you said, Nick, the weather has held up so far.
Yeah. Actually more clouds now. Not as intense scorching heat as earlier, but no signs of any downpour.
So it's certainly going to be better for the drivers.
Yeah.
So as they come through to the front, we're just going to make sure now that Li Wai Chong, in fact, he does look like he's in the lead. He is. For a second, it looked like perhaps he'd given that up, but still very much in the top spot as he kicks off his 11th lap.
He's actually opened up another second, so he's now 3 seconds ahead of Podium.
It was so close at the beginning, and then they've come into their own. So we're going to take a break now. We'll be back with the last 20 minutes of this race in just a few minutes.
Hi, I'm Pedro Acosta from Red Bull Gasgas Tectra MotoGP. Come down to Sepang this November and experience the speed, the thriller and the excitement for the biggest race in Malaysia. Get your ticket now. I'm ready for Malaysia GP. Are you?
Welcome to the Ultimate Duathlon Challenge at Petronas Sepang International Circuit. Whether you're an elite athlete, a seasoned pro, or an amateur seeking a venture, this event is for you. Experience the thrill of racing on the world-renowned Petronas Sabang International Circuit. It's not just about who's the fastest, but the excitement of racing together and forging new sportsmanship. Celebrate your achievements and the bonds you've created. Every finish is a victory. Join us at Petronas Sabang International Circuit for an unforgettable duathlon experience. Register now and be part of the excitement.
Welcome back to the Petronas Sabang International Circuit. It's Malaysia Championship Series 2024 Round 3, Race 1, and we're well into the race. As you can see, it's lap 12, well into the pit window, and still I can tell you that the two leaders up at MTC, High-Rev Dream Chaser and Honda Malaysia, have not come in. This is the number 26 car, which is the other Honda Malaysia racing team car.
Yeah, indeed. Just like we predicted, Jeef, they will leave it till the last couple of minutes. Having said that, like you mentioned, Faris Fauzi just came in. Raul Rajmaya has came in earlier before we went on a break. So has Nabila Azlan from Wing Hit Motorsports.
Yeah. That's, well, as you see that car being pushed backwards, and well, during the break, as you can see, there's been an incident at turn 15. That is Adam. And that is the 27 car, so he's now in. Ooh, that's
Both
close.
of them.
Very,
Both of
very
them.
close.
Lee Wai Kong has also came in, so they came in at the same time.
As predicted, there he is. So now, Hayden Heikel is going to be getting into that High-Rev Dream Chaser car. And Via Baha, there he is, rushing in. Both of them now have to complete their 3-minute compulsory stop, of course.
And then it'll just be a shootout all the way till the finish line.
Well, it'll be an 80-kilometer-an-hour shootout till the end of the pit lane. Then it's going to be a shootout as soon as they leave. But yeah, you don't want to break the speed limit in the pit lane. What I'm trying to say is, I guess, you don't want to throw it all away because of a rule. You want to make sure you just keep your eye on what you're doing. New tires.
No refueling.
No refueling. So all eyes on that second car. You can see the High-Rev Dream Chaser car. That's now down. I think that might be coming out quicker.
I think this is the first time that the number 1 High-Rev Dream Chaser has came in with such a slender lead. If you were to look back, they had a much bigger advantage in the previous races.
Absolutely. They have literally been watched every way, every minute, every lap by Honda Malaysia this round 3, race 1. Well, all the work has been done on this 27 car. Now they're just going to be waiting for the 3 minutes to expire. Looking happy enough. Just waiting. A lot of other cars in there as well.
So, in our top 5, the 4 of them are in pit. Most of them on the out lap, so a lot of them have already came in and left, as we see the sector times.
Now, what's really interesting is that High-Rev Dream Chaser actually came in a little bit earlier. They came in 5 seconds earlier, so they should be able to leave 5 seconds earlier. Well, that's interesting that Honda Malaysia is already out. You got to time these things just right so that it's 3 minutes up to the pit lane.
And there we have it, High-Rev Dream Chaser.
There as well. So technically speaking, both of them have done 3 minute laps.
Yep, indeed.
3 minute pit stop, sorry. But now, and the pit window is also closed now. So it is into the final gambit of this race. And have they done it? Have Honda Malaysia done it? They've come out in front.
Both of them have.
But now, I said the 27 car is back out in front, so they've taken the lead through that pit stop. I have to take your hats off to them. They've done it really well. Waited.
5 seconds is such a healthy lead in the context of Malaysia Touring Car Championship.
When you're on lap 13, yeah, absolutely. Now, let's find out more. Let's get down into the pit lane with Mio, who is with car number 36, Mitchell Chiao's car.
All right, now I'm together here with Aaron Lim, car number 26. Aaron, as we can see the leaderboard, it keeps on changing between HMRT as well as High-Rev. How is it out there?
Yeah, it's tough. The heat is it's really hot today. It's about nursing the engine, nursing the tires. Everybody's pretty close together, so hopefully in the second stint we can make up a few more places.
Yeah, and that's what we saw earlier in lap number 2 around turn 13 and 14. Your colleague actually in the other car 27 Putra Adam, they had a bit of a kerfuffle actually with the High-Rev team. But you were witnessing this from behind. What was going on?
Yeah, it's a bit of rubbing and bumping around, but both cars were still on track. I think it's just hard racing, but that's the way it should be anyway. So it was exciting for me watching from behind, just trying to pick up the pieces. But yeah, it was exciting.
All right, obviously now you have your partner right now bringing in the rear, finishing up the race after the pit stop. You think that possibly high chance that you're going to be on the podium today?
Well, we were in the same line with the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th in one row. So anything's possible. Let's see how the pit stops went. We had a penalty from the last race, so we had to stay back a little bit longer the pit stop, but anything can happen. So let's hope for a good push to the podium.
All right, let's hope for the best. Thanks so much, Aaron. Jens, back to you.
Well, that is very true. That's a great insight into how this all works, because anything still can happen. But as we suspected, Nick, the heat has been the problem today in terms of overheating engines. He said he had to nurse the engines. That's probably why we saw a few of those cars DNF earlier on.
Yeah.
But as you can see on the left-hand side of the screen, it is HMRT, Honda Malaysia Racing Team, that have, in a different way, played that pit stop perfectly.
Wow, and now they've opened up a
10-second lead off that.
How did that happen?
It happened, well, I mean, he's added an extra 5 seconds on top, but to get into the pit stop and to come out 5 seconds early, as you said, 5 seconds means so much.
And he came out all guns blazing to add another 5 seconds. We spoke about this pit window and timing it to perfection. And this is exactly the case.
Yeah. The pit window makes so much difference. And it's such a significant part of the race that, you know, before it, you're setting up. After it, you aren't, you're basically finishing. Now, there is some debris on the track, I've just heard, or read, and it should be at turn 2. Now, we were talking about how there wasn't a full course yellow. We're going to hope that that debris doesn't lead to anything like that. Right now, as it goes, the MTC Championship 2024 season has just been blasted wide open, because if Honda Malaysia can take this win and another win tomorrow, then it is all going to be set up for a showdown for round 4.
Definitely, and they are definitely coming into this race with redemption. They only collected 4 points from the last race.
It was a tough round for them, round 2.
to collect 15 points here would be such an amazing start to this weekend.
Well, all he has to do, Avir Baha, is keep this car going and at a decent enough speed. 8 minutes to do it, that's about 4 laps.
Just thinking about the when they both pitted, so Avila Baha came out of the pit right smack at the 3rd minute. And
Yeah, it all comes down to the 3-minute rule, in that you should be in the pits for 3 minutes.
Yep.
You could be stationary for 3 minutes and then spend the extra 15 seconds coming out. Then you're at 3:15 and it's all good. What he did was, he was stationary for 2:45.
Exactly.
And he used the last 15 seconds to come out. So at the end of the pit lane, where the line is, he hit
That
3
was his
minutes.
3rd minute.
And that's where he got the extra 5 seconds from, and that's where this whole race has turned on its head. Unbelievable victory.
And that is credit to his team as well. They would have been in constant communication. The car would have been fixed up. I believe it was a change of tires, and the team said, "You're ready to go. Let's get a move on."
Yeah, you're ready to go is the main thing. I mean, the team did their part, and he had the chance to move a bit early. So there was nothing that High Rev Dream Chaser could do. And so now we're going to get down to the pits, and Mio is with Lee Heng from car 96.
All right, guys, now I'm together with Lee Heng, driver for the car number 96 from Tedco Racing. Mate, it's your 5th year down here for MCS.
Yeah.
Today is round 3 for race 1. Apart from the obvious being it's a hot day today, how was it and on track for you?
I think in the beginning we were able to catch up with the factory teams, but pretty much hit my limits in terms of driving, my talent. So unfortunately, we fell back a little bit and also a little bit down on power. But then again, it's no excuse. We try our best. I try my best, me and my partner. Yeah, we hope for the best for the end result.
Yeah, obviously you could see in front of you the likes of HMRT. You also have High Rev, pulling away. How does that feel like when you're at the middle of the pack, trying to gain some places, trying to play catch up?
I guess I know I signed up for that, to be in the MTC class, to be against the factory team. It is, in some ways, it's not so much pressure. As an M driver, we kind of expect to finish behind them in some ways. If they have their off days, we are there to pick up the points. But ultimately, it's all about the experience. Me and my teammate, we want to race with the best out there, and we feel that the factory teams are obviously the best, and it's always a pleasure to race against them.
Obviously, definitely, you would want to have a better race for tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, okay.
We will overnight. We'll look at where we can improve on mechanically, and obviously in terms of driving. Yep. We'll try again tomorrow, no problem.
Okay, whatever it is, good luck to you and good luck for tomorrow. Thank you, Lee Heng.
Thanks.
Gents?
Thanks a lot, Mio. Yep, that's another great insight into the amount of work that needs to be put in, because it doesn't just end in the last lap for these guys. They're going to be looking overnight to try and make more improvements. And it's also about realizing what you can do and what you can achieve on race day. You're not going to win. If you're not going to win, try and get the best possible result that you can. So this is car 333.
Yeah, I needed.
Look at that.
Just skidded off.
Yeah, that was. Looked like it locked up. Project S was actually doing really well. They were leading.
Yes, indeed.
Well, not anymore. I think so, Jay. So 4 minutes left, about 2 laps for Avir Baha to complete, to get a good, solid, well-earned 15 points into the bag.
Yeah, they've just developed a 11-second lead. So ever since they came out of pit, they've just, extended that advantage to another 6 seconds.
Oh, it's been a masterclass from them. They've done really well. If you think about it, for the first 5 or 6 laps, it was just 2 or 3 seconds between them.
Yeah.
And for a while, they were trailing as well by 2 seconds. So they managed to turn the tables on High Rev Dream Chaser, and you can't even see that High Rev Dream Chaser car on your screen anymore. That's how much of a lead that they've built up.
And if we presume that Hayden Haikal is behind the wheel, we know how Hayden Haikal is when he gets behind the wheel. he comes out and takes risks.
Yeah.
And really puts the pedal to the metal. But real credit to Avila Bahau, who has...
This isn't yeah, it's true. This isn't the fastest that they've been though, because as we heard earlier from one of our interviews, there are drivers trying to nurse their engines right now. The last thing you want to do is overheat your engine. There's a couple of cars that have to. So they are lapping at 2:34. There is that IREV Dream Chaser Hayden Heichel driven car. He's also lapping at 2:34, which is, I think, the manageable level for the engines in this condition. But the best we've seen, of course, is 2:33.174.
So not the fastest lap times we've seen.
No. But efficient. That's, so he's on the inside line here. That is Nabil, in fact, that he's just gone past. Now, that can't be lapping. No, that couldn't have been lapping. So I think for a second, Nabil actually had second spot. But he's now lost it out again. Very, very close, though. 0.2 of a second, in fact, between them. Fight for second and third. Looks on the outside.
Yep, this Wing Hit Motorsports team also looking for redemption.
Almost had to switch back. Great defending by Hayden Heichel. But there's no way Hayden Heichel's going to be able to in any way catch the leader. All he's got to do now is make sure he finishes second, because Amir Harris is all over him. That should be Amir in that car.
Should be Amir, yeah. And Wing Hit Motorsports, like I mentioned, really looking for redemption. They only picked up 5 points in the last race.
Well, this could be his chance, because there are back markers side by side. They can wave to each other through the window. The back markers have made all the difference, and I think he's going to do it.
This will be interesting to... Will he go wide? Oh, he just kept it in.
They've all managed. He had his line cut off, and those back markers have helped Wing Hit Motorsports a great deal. So, it's enough. We had a last lap finish last time out, and for second and third, it looks like we're going to be getting down to the last lap once again.
Indeed, this is the most interesting battle that will unfold until the end of the race, because I think top spot has already been confirmed by the HMRT team, who are now 13 seconds in the lead.
Well, that is getting bigger because of this battle. As I said, there's nothing that these two can do attacking-wise. All they can do is defend now. And it looks like Amir Harris has done great work in the last 2 laps.
If Amir Harris can maintain this lead, it will blow the MTC Production Championship even bigger.
Because IREV finished third, yeah.
Indeed.
Well, well, well. All 3 cars running well, but it's changed the course of the championship. So we should be coming up to the last lap very soon. Absolutely imperative for Hayden Heichel to grab that second spot if he can. There is the last lap indicator. He's got roughly 2 minutes and 33 seconds to get ahead of this 39 car.
Well, it's a great position for Hayden Heichel. He can now launch a charge, and
He's
looks
done
to
it.
have...
It was a misread of the line. Oh, that's amazing. You're just not going to see that happen again. It was that back marker, number 72, that cleared the line again. And so a change of positions twice.
Hayden Heichel thought he had the lead, but, you know, Amir Harris never switched off at all.
Amir actually got the read of turn 1 wrong, which is why Hayden had that chance in. But then he was stopped by the number 72 car.
Yeah, and he recovered so swiftly
quickly, yeah,
on the switchback.
No, he's done very, very well there. And it should be on this last lap. I don't think that Hayden Heichel's going to have enough juice to be able to pull that back now.
Well, if he wants to launch a charge, this is the time.
It has to be now. You just saw at the bottom of your screen. That is our leader, Putrada. There is the fight. Back markers again, ominously lurking at the front. Well, he's through nicely. And Hayden lost out some time there.
Yeah, he's lost out some ground.
So important. I think what this race has really shown us is how to deal with back markers.
Just using the back marker as a smoke screen to pull away.
Yeah, absolutely. He's done it again. He's through there. And Hayden again isn't, so that is going to be confirmed. So here is our leader and soon-to-be winner. Round turn 15.
Fantastic driving.
And after a great run, Honda Malaysia Racing Team once again have taken a win, and a very important win because it's opened up the championship, as you said. In second spot will be Wing In Motorsports, just inches ahead of High Rev Dream Chaser. But those extra points that they've lost, High Rev Dream Chaser could make all the difference.
We've seen perfect pit strategy exit. We've seen some technical driving. It's been a phenomenal race from start to finish.
It really has been. So this, almost like round two, as I said, has been so well executed that the teams can be proud of their finishes. So we've got our top 5 already. Our top 6 in MTC.
And soon we'll have the SP2G coming in, and it looks like Ng Chon Chin and Timothy
Sakudo Shenzo, yeah, again, I said this new team that's come into the MCS have been producing the results.
It'll be a great win over Adam Mikal and Livy Singh of our engineering, who have been one of the most successful teams.
That is true. Our engineering over the last 5 years, definitely the most successful team in MCS racing. Well, Amir Harris, hats off to you. And a big round of applause.
The second finish of the second place finish of the season. He also finished in second place in the first race of the round 2.
They have had a good run. So cars now finishing their races, and can confirm it is Sakudo Shenzo and R Engineering and Bay Racing, the top 3 in SP2G. Wow, what a race to kick off round 3. As I said, race 1 of round 3, race 2 for MTC and SP2 will be tomorrow.
Most of the field are coming through the checkered flag. Yeah, most of them are almost done.
And that race tomorrow will be at 10:45 in the morning, slightly earlier. This one kicked off at 11:20. But I think once again all the drivers are going to be hoping for some very good race conditions, and we're very thankful that there wasn't any rain. As you said, no full course yellow either. Very well marshaled race.
Indeed.
Well disciplined race.
And most of the field actually finished their race. I think it was just apart from 1 or 2 cars that came into pit early and had engine troubles.
I think it was because of those overheating troubles, and the rest of the field kind of picked up on that and then started slowing down a little. So here is our winner. Great run, great race. Took a hit early on, but managed to recover from it. And then that fantastic idea in the pit stop, well, that made all the difference.
The second victory for Putra Adam and Avila Baha.
Very happy with that win, as you can see.
They won the second race of the round 1 and making a great start here in round 3.
You could almost call it a comeback. Almost call it a comeback for the second half of the season. But it's really set up round 3 race 2 tomorrow morning, and of course, round 4, which is the finale. That looks like DV Motorsports that were leading SP2V and are leading this one. In fact, they're going to come in. That's a second consecutive win for DV Motorsports, doing very well.
Yep.
Nabil Aslan. Well, a job well done for the top 3. And these cars down Parc Fermé will, of course, be under scrutineering. Make sure that they've followed all the rules.
What was your highlight of the race, Chief?
Quite a few. I mean, I'm just so impressed by High Rev Dream Chaser and what they've done, even though they didn't win this race. The consistent times that they put in, but I think the highlight for me has to be that pit stop.
Yeah, indeed. And for me, it was that, but also Lee Wai Kong, initially before that, creating that gap, using the back markers as a smoke screen to develop some sizable advantage. And then the pit stop changed everything, of course.
The use of the back markers as blockers has been really highlighted in this race, and that's so important.
And it was possible because of the sheer number of participation we've had this weekend.
I was just about to say, I want to know how they're going to put 55 cars into Parc Fermé. As you can see, it's pretty tightly parked.
Category. Momentarily, we will commence with the podium ceremony. So
Well, you can hear as Richard Chia is having a bit of a chat with his fellow drivers.
Richard Chia finishing in 5th place.
Oh, I can hear Mio announcing that the podium will be coming up very soon. Hot day up here at Sepang. And now we can have a look at the full results. So in MTC, Putra Adam and Avir Baha, great run to top the table. Hayden Heikel and Lee Wai Chong, High Rev Dream Chase in 2nd, who also got, of course, 3rd spot with Rahul and Fitri. In 4th, it's Wing Hin Motorsports. 5th, also Wing Hin Motorsports. Honda Malaysia Racing Team with their 2nd car in 6th. Tedco, Piston, SSYH Racing, and Piston Project take us up to 10th. So good run from all of those cars in MTC.
It's a great view of the national flag. Just increase the level of nationalism with the Merdeka month coming as well, just around the corner.
That's right, and it does look good. They've painted it very well on the side of that hillside. So those podiums will be coming up very, very soon. But it's, as I said, been a good setup race for the weekend. With these results, I can see some grey clouds just coming in now.
Indeed, I was just looking at the skies and thinking, you know, we were playing Weather Gurus earlier on. And here we go with the SP2G. So Adam Mikhail Laiwi are champions. Ng Chon Shin, Timothy Yeo taking up 2nd spot. Kwek Kian Vi of the Scuba Racing Team completing the podium finishes. TD Racing Team in 4th place. Bay Racing Team in 5th. Black Bull Racing in 6th place. Motol Awesome Racing in 7th. Lau Ken Jun of Night Racing in 8th. Lester Neo of TD Racing in 9th. And Chang Chon Shang of Bay Racing completing your top 10.
And 11th, Hendra Adi Putra and Aaron Hakim from Viper Nisa. R Engineering, VMAX in 12th and 13th. R-Works in Bay Racing Team in 14th and 15th. Lao Seng Kiat and Peter Chong in 16th and 17th. Alvin Toh, Bernard Chan in 18th and 19th, and Bay Racing Team in 20th. That's, of course, one of the DNFs.
And in 21st place, we have the Sokudo Shenzhou Racing Team. In 22nd, we have Piston Project. At 23rd, we have the Morgan Team Track Day. Ko Siu Ting completes 24th. Ip Tak Men in 25th place. And Said Mohammad Rizal of 56-12 in 26th place.
So official results in as we look at SP2V. And DV Motorsport, again, they've been doing very well this year, topping the podium. Leona Chin on the podium with Mark Chu. Good to see her on the podium in second. Sika Hing and Wong Yi Nok in third. Axel Sports in fourth. Project S, who were leading, in fifth. R-Works, Rios Racing, Bay Racing, and Renplatz Asia Pacific up to eighth. And 22 Pro Shop in ninth, with Alantia and Lo Jia Yi in 10th. So that is... Well, it looks like all the results are in, all the cars are in. Let's have a look back at what was a great first race for round 3, race 1. And I was going to say it starts off on a sunny day, but it was sunny all the way. And as we got into the racing itself, well, there was a big dive in for turn 1, as you always see. This time it was all about those two cars at the front. Very close to contact, but they all made it through. And for the second start, again, very, very close between them. There was that debris on the track, and just a good testament and shout out to all the marshals that have made that work again. That was that big push. That really changed the race. That gave Lee Wai Kong and High Rev Dream Chaser a huge lead, but that lead would be whittled down by that number 27 car. Took a bit of a knock there, and there was some bump and grind all over the track. Good run by the other High Rev Dream Chaser car as well. That was essentially in third. But turn 14 saw a lot of action, and that was the biggest shunt we saw of the day before we got to the checkered flag. And it was a great pit stop strategy for Honda Malaysia that in the end won them the day and has opened up the championship, not just for this weekend, but for the rest of the season. Well, that brings us to a close for this first race. There is going to be another race this afternoon, of course. That's going to be for TP and SP1. That kicks off at about 2:30, so do stay tuned, not just for that, but for all the other races happening up at the Petronas Sepang International Circuit. For now, it's goodbye from me and Nick. We'll see you guys later on.
A very good afternoon, folks. Welcome back to the Sepang International Circuit for the Malaysia Championship Series.